to A Day in the Life of Land House. Today is August the 8th, 2016, and about 8:40 in the morning. Now, I've already been up 7 o'clock, I believe. Ashley had to go to work today, and so I thought, what a perfect day to show you a typical day in my life. So let's get started. On days where Ashley has gone to work, I like to wake up and read some of the comments that have been left overnight. So let's go to YouTube and let's see here. Here's one. Wow, this is encouraging. You blank blank, why did you post this video? That is not a turbine. What school did you go to? Are you an engineer? If so, I would never hire someone from the school that you went to. Alright, he continues on with 3 more messages. Messages like this get something I like to call kicked out. So, yeah, not very encouraging first thing in the morning. Most of my comments are great though, and I do appreciate getting those. Let's move on. After the shower, I usually put on my contacts. Not my favorite activity. One thing you may not know is that in February of 2015, I messed up my back at the gym. So, hey guys, step aside. Scoot back. Back. Every morning after a shower, okay, guys, out of here, out. Every morning after a shower, I stretch out here on the floor and try to get my back and hamstrings to a point where I can stand in the day, because without that, my back hurts. So I find that the most effective stretches are hamstring. Ooh, so I warm up a couple times and then I start pulling the stretch for a full minute. This whole routine here can take anywhere up to 15 minutes or so to get all of this done. But let me tell you, it's worth it, because without getting a good stretch in, sometimes I'll actually double over and fall to the ground. Now, if you look back on some of my videos from the past year, you'll actually see, oftentimes when I'm doing something on low down, I've actually got a hand on a knee, and that is to support my back. So I'm hoping that with proper stretching, I can avoid even having to do that. So now that stretching is done, it's time to pick out something to wear. How about a gray Land House shirt with camo pants? Perfect. Now it's time for one of the most important things of the day, breakfast. So normally I like to eat 3 scrambled eggs and then a bowl of cereal and maybe some toast and maybe some hash browns, depending on how hungry I feel. And that should last me till at least 11:30. So, where's a towel? That's the plan for breakfast. So I like to put a little bit of water in my scrambled eggs. Not much, just enough to add a little bit extra to it. And then, oops. The plug's been covered up. There we go. So I used to use a pan on the range here, and then for our wedding we were given this little guy, and I have to say it has been really great because it heats up very fast and seems to really do the job well as far as getting the eggs cooked just right. Let's see if this is ready. Oh yeah, it's a nice sizzle sound there. Now here's a time where You're allowed to judge my spices. First, a little bit of sesame seeds on here. Really delicious. A little bit of minced garlic. I like a little bit of oregano leaves. Now here's one that most people probably don't put in their eggs. Organic celery seeds. Not too many because it gives quite a kick. This is cilantro. Just a little sprinkle. I also like some red crushed pepper. Not much of that. Also gives a bit of a kick. Now here's one you may not have ever heard of. A small sprinkling of cinnamon. It's actually really good. And that's all of that. Better get our spatula here and give it a good stir. Now, I also like to throw in just a couple of these black olives. Normally I mix them in with the eggs, but I forgot. So they're going to be kind of loose today. I'll get these on a plate. Now the cleanup of this pan is amazing. Let it cool off and just wipe it out and you're done. Now, eggs are done. More food time. Now, I know these aren't the most healthy choices of cereal, but I like a little bit of Rice Krispies. I put a little bit of Cheerios in here. And then like top that off with some off-brand cornflakes. Some cereals you can get by with off-brand, and some you just can't. Cornflakes and Rice Krispies, yeah, there's no difference in taste. It's still cardboard. Okay, then around here, I don't really do a lot of milk and cheese or yogurt, so we use almond milk. That. And then to top all that off, I usually use just a little bit of honey. Now, whether or not you're a big fan of vitamins, there's one that I highly recommend that I have seen incredible results with. Vitamin D3. This is a liquid kind here, and I take like 5 drops, which is 2,000 a piece, 2,000 units. So several things in the body apparently need vitamin D3, which you get from the sun anyway, but I don't get enough. So whether you like that or not, that's what I do. I usually get sick like 2 times a year, if that. And before taking that D3, I would get sick like every 3 weeks. So it has helped. And the next thing I take is 1 small spoonful of organic coconut oil. My mom and dad get this from Louisiana when they go visit my sister and brother-in-law. So they say that this oil helps with a lot of things, and I can tell a difference when I don't take it. It seems like my mental clarity is a little bit lower than it should be, which is not very high in the first place. It tastes great too. When Ashley is at work, I usually bring my breakfast in here to the office and get some work done at the computer. But first, let's take a look at the board over here and see what today's plans are. I've got this glass marker board over here. I like to write down the things I'm doing in the day. So, of course, film 1 day in my life. That's happening. plant the small fall garden. I've never planted a fall garden before, but we're going to do that. Install some shelves in the office closet here. Need to clean off the front porch. That's not been done since the house was installed. Edit a Land to Random episode. And if I've got time after all that, do some digging for the workshop. Okay, let's see what we can get done here on a Land to Random episode. In this episode, I have Friends quotes, and Brad and Jesse have to guess which character from Friends said that quote.
Come on, Ross. You're a paleontologist. Dig a little deeper.
So I'm going to eat some breakfast here and do some editing, and I will see you in a bit. Let's see, 9:40 in the morning. Making good progress. You knew this scene was coming. So I was watching a book channel one time, since I'm writing a book. I wanted to get some information on writing, and they said if a character goes to the bathroom in the book, then they're more believable. So there you go. Now you can believe that I'm real. You'll recall that one of the things on our list for today is to plant a fall garden. So now that the garden fence has been installed, I'm going to plant some sweet peas. I guess snow peas is what they're actually called, and then some garlic. So hopefully it'll come up since it's being planted in August. First time to plant a fall garden, so we'll see how it goes. Just filmed this video. Good timing, starting to rain. So let's go back inside and finish our day. It's becoming abundantly clear that I need to fix this headpiece because I've hit it twice now, and gosh, does it hurt. So I'll be fixing that in a future video. By Ashley's law, every time these puppies go outside with me and they get dirty, they have to go inside and get cleaned up. So it's time to get these dogs cleaned. Little brown dog is first. Ashley would like for me to give them a full bath every time they go outside, but that's just not very practical because they are outside a lot. So what they get, if it's like today, where they were just outside for a little while, just kind of running around in the wet grass, they get just a basic foot bath, which is good enough for me. Especially while Ashley is off to work. Because chances are we'll be back outside here in a little while. Time of day, 11 o'clock. It's too bad it's so rainy outside. Okay, Friends episode for Land to Random. Exporting. Let's see, we planted a small fall garden outside. Got that video made. Let's see, I'm thinking we should work on cleaning the porches out front. Definitely needs it. Out here on the front porch, this door has got some pretty good dog scuff marks on it. And then a little hard to see, but there is definitely dirt all along the door. And they're just, the whole porch has got construction dust on it from when the house was put in. And like these windows here, you can see a little bit on the dirty side. And the shutters, and there's a fresh spider web over here in the corner. So I figured I would just tackle the front porch and get it cleaned off with a bucket and a rag. I've got two rags. One I can get the dirt on, and the next one I might come back and use just regular water and clean stuff up. Having a new home comes with all kinds of new chores, and this is one of them for sure, just keeping things clean. Now Ashley for a while was quite stressed out that the house didn't look perfect when we moved in, and it just, I guess you did not expect there to be so much cleanup in our new home, and there certainly is. Myself, I take things pretty lightly most of the time and just let it happen as it happens. And so I was able to look at things kind of in a piece by piece method, not just one giant house that is dirty. But now we're about ready to show you the inside. Because Ashley and I worked for about 6 hours yesterday, hanging pictures and getting stuff cleaned up and looking nice. With the front porch and the rest of the house, if it gets to the point where it just won't clean with this rag, I may borrow my dad's pressure washer. Get some soap in there and just hit the whole house with that. Really clean things off nice. This shutter is certainly a dirty one. I think a power washer would help a lot on this, but it is making a difference at least. Yeah. Dirty water bucket number 1. That's definitely some nasty water. So I got some of the door clean. I'm going to come back later with a second coat of cleaner water. And I think most of this dirt is coming off of the siding itself. May be impossible for you to tell, but there is quite a lot of dirt on top of these pieces here. So, getting that clean. Looks like digging is a no-go for today, but watering the fall garden, check. $11:45, back in the kitchen. So I got the front of the house pretty well cleaned up. Figured it was time for a little bit of lunch. Let's see, leftover spaghetti, ranch dressing, and my personal favorite, watermelon. Seems like a pretty good lunch. Welcome to the Land of Random show. No, wrong show. Do watch it though, it's fun. Do you ever comment on a channel and pour your heart and soul out into a 500-word comment, and then in response you either get nothing or a one-sentence reply? Well, knowing my channel, which is tiny, I think a little over 8,000 subscribers at this point, it's difficult to respond to a lot of people. I've had up to 70 comments in a day to respond to. I made it, but it was tough. And then on top of that, typically I get 10 to 15 emails, either concerning a ram pump or the installation of a pump or a problem with one or whatever may be going on. And then just emails about the channel. That being said, keep it up. I enjoy reading those comments, but I may not be able to respond with a book to everybody. But here at lunchtime, I oftentimes like to open up my comments here. What do you want? You want down? Let's see, here's one. Today I installed a clothesline. Not today, but uploaded a video today about a clothesline. And my subscriber and often commenter, TSX3214, thanks for commenting, says, I suspect there will be several modifications to your design in the very near future. You are brave performing these unrehearsed tasks on camera. My hat goes off to you, my man. I have a clothesline. Love the smell of laundry air drying outside. I suspect those screws will be replaced by eye screws screwed into the side of those uprights the first time you find your clean laundry on the ground. Yeah, so far that's not happened. I guess with the weight of the clothes pulling down, it's kept those eyelets on those screws pretty good. So I'll respond to you in just a moment. Let's see, one more here out of 6. Since this morning we've gotten 6 comments, so today is not too bad. Let's see, Inconvenient Skills says, thank you for sharing your design and the detailed explanation of the code. I used it to build my own version so I can get to bed earlier. It's very much appreciated. And that comment is on the chicken coop series that I made a while back. So thank you for commenting, and I do appreciate all that you respond with, because I don't know much about everything, and it's nice to hear other opinions on my projects. So, lunchtime. Excuse me, little one. It's really coming down out here. I'm gonna bring these white shelves inside. And you dogs, don't get out in the rain. Beep, 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 beep. So you may recall that in the pantry over here, they had these metal shelves installed. And let's see, here's a spot right out here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but this piece was bent whenever we were doing the final walkthrough. And so that was cause for this whole shelf to be replaced. And I'm going to install these in my office. So since it's raining, let's go do that now. That shelf is installed and looking nice. So I'm going to put one more of these down here, midway, and that'll give me all the storage space in this closet that I need. So looking good. Let's see where we are on our list for today. Well, digging, it's a mud hole outside, so that's not going to happen. So we'll call that done. Porch is clean. We'll check that off. Got the white shelf installed into the closet. And then we're still working on today's video. So, time 1:30, which means we gotta add more stuff to today's list. One thing I noticed that has to be done: wash dishes. Very important. So I think what needs to be done now, the house is clean enough that we can do this. Inside of the house tour. Could use a little bit more cleaning, but it's clean enough. And let's see, one more task, something productive. How about video games? I like that idea. Perfect. That's our list. When Ashley and I went to pick out the design for our house, the number one most important thing to both of us was getting a dishwasher. Because we spent so much time at that apartment washing dishes that it's just ridiculous. Counter space is nice too. We are so thrilled to have the extra counter space. At the apartment we were in, honestly it wasn't much more than the sink and this little space over here. It's just not enough. If you brought your groceries in and there were dishes out, you had nowhere to put your groceries. You just set them in the floor. And with the dogs around, that was just not a good idea. So it's definitely nice now. Before filming a house tour, I probably should make sure everything is fairly clean. So I'm just going to move all of this random stuff into one pile, and that way it'll seem a little bit cleaner. Okay, what do you think? House looks pretty clean over here, and I got the dishes washed but over drying, so I think it's time for the house tour. Let's go do this. I have to say, this is one of my all-time favorite games. Doom. Of course, this is playing with the new controls, so you can strife left and right. Oh boy. If you've never played this game, I do recommend it. It's a lot of fun. It's old, but definitely fun. What happens if you shoot a rocket launcher at 0 feet? That. I got the house tour done and played the old original Doom from way back in the early 90s for about 45 minutes. So thought I'd come outside and assess the situation of the dig here for the workshop, just to see if it's too muddy to move some dirt around. See what happens here. It's breaking up pretty easy. Maybe we'll get something done. Yeah, I think I can dig for maybe an hour or so. That's about the time Ashley will be getting back from work, so be all right. Now you might be thinking, there is no way this is a typical day for me or for anyone, but honestly, it is. I work on the weekends, 40 to 45 hours, and that gives me the time during the week to do stuff like this. And so I'm always filming, and like I hang out with Brad and Jesse some and go to the gym, but as far as like social life goes, I don't know, I've just always been kind of a stay-at-home project kind of guy, so I don't mind sitting and working like this for a while. And when YouTube came along, it gave me the great opportunity to showcase the work that I do. I am really looking forward to having a workshop of my own. It's been a dream for a long time, and like I've used my dad's for years, and it's nice, but I just like to have my own space where I know where everything is, and it's just going to be really exciting. So we got the dishes washed. We filmed the house tour and played an hour of Doom, the original, and actually got a chance to do some digging out here. And I put paint porches on here, but that didn't happen. But it's still on my list. Alright, last thing to do is to wrap up this video. It's 4:55 and Ashley will be home in about 30 minutes from work. So I'm going to be wrapping up this day in the life of Land the House by tethering my phone to her computer and responding to a bunch of comments and emails. I hope you've enjoyed this video. A little bit different than my normal postings, but I thought it would be a fun one. Oh, one bad thing about having several days off in a row, I just looked at my watch and it's actually August the 9th, so I just lost a day. Oh well. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.